last story with Carol Pemberton, she said she'd do this on one condition, that somebody asked her questions and interviewed her about her story of Methodism. And I called. Barbara Walters was not available. So instead, I will do my best to make Carol cry, because that's what Barbara Walters did. She had one job, to make whoever she's interviewing, if she made him cry, she had done her job. So let's walk. Let's walk and talk. Carol holds the record for most number of Methodist churches belong to in a single lifetime. She's going to hate this. This is fun. And we have Kleenex as soon as you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
What was the first Methodist church you ever belonged to?
The first Methodist church that I ever belonged to was Park Boulevard Methodist in San Diego, California.
And you were born into that church, or did you just show up?
I was born in that church. My parents, my grandmother.
We're all United Methodists.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And how many United Methodist congregations, up until this one, have you belonged to? Roughly.
Roughly maybe 10.
And which one's your favorite?
Albany First United Methodist Church.
We didn't practice this. That was just completely unscripted. Very good.
Thank you.
Carol has also done something that I am quite envious of. That you went to the Lebanon Church for a good while after moving up here from California.
Yes, I did. My daughter had already moved up here, and she said, "Mom, I found a Methodist church." And it was Free Methodist. And I said, "Nah, I haven't heard nice things about Free Methodist." So I said, "Right down the block, there's a United Methodist."
We don't want any calls or emails for those watching online about the Free Methodist. Don't.
So we went to the Lebanon Methodist Church.
United Methodist Church.
United Methodist,
right
yes.
There past the airport.
Yes.
And who was the pastor there at that time?
Kate Connolly.
Uh-huh. And then she was unceremoniously taken from the Lebanon Church.
Yes.
And eventually wound up here.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you come to be here? Giving up Lebanon for Albany, that was big.
It was. Lebanon was a very, very nice congregation. I had a lot of fun there. But one day, Kate said to me, I hadn't known her for very long. She said, "How would you like to go to Kenya?" I said, "Excuse me? Kenya?" She said, "Oh, come to the meeting and you'll find out that you might want to go." So we did. We went to Kenya four different times. And then Kate was transferred to this church, and she said, "I think you need to come to the Albany church. And I think you need to join the choir and join the church." So here I am.
Here you are. How many times did you go to Kenya?
4 times.
Wasn't it awful?
No, it was very rewarding.
How so?
Well, we did a lot of things there. We built houses for homeless people who had been living in the swamps. We held medical clinics. We went to a lot of different schools where we gave them, we treated all the children for worms. We would give them the worm pill, and then we had one of those little dum-dum suckers, and as soon as they were able to show us that they swallowed the pill, then they got a sucker. So that was a treat for them, because it's such a indigenous area. They didn't get treats like that.
And you went to church in Kenya, the United Methodist Church.
Yes.
What was that like?
Very different. Very different. They have a hymnal. They have a Bible. The hymns are nothing you would recognize. But they were friendly. Everybody was so nice. They were such poor people, but they were in their Sunday bests. Their clothing they were clean and they were nice. And sometimes I wondered how they did that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have washing machines. I don't have irons. I don't have anything like that. But they were always very nicely dressed.
Maybe it's the humidity. Just keeps everything wrinkle-free.
That's true. That's very true.
So what's left on your bucket list as United Methodist that you want to accomplish in your life?
On my bucket list,
Or have you done it all now?
I've done just about everything. I've been to the Philippines also as a missionary, and I worked with World Mercy teams in the Philippines, 5 different trips over there. That was very rewarding also. On my bucket list, I guess, would just be to be a good person, to be honest, fair, not judgmental, be a good Methodist.
And so should we all. Amen.
Amen.